told you my story, you would hear hope, they wouldn't let go.
Wouldn't let go. If I told you my story,
you would hear love that never gave up. And if I told you
my story,
you would hear life, but it wasn't mine.
It wasn't my life, guys.
If I should speak,
then let it be.
of the grace that is greater
Then all my sin,
of when justice was served,
and where mercy wins,
of the kindness of Jesus that draws me in. Oh, to tell you my story
is to tell of him.
if I told you my story, you would hear victory
You will hear victory
over the enemy.
over the enemy. And if I told you my story,
You would hear freedom that was won for me. And if I told you my story,
hey guys,
you would hear life overcome the grave. If I should speak
then let it be.
of the grace that is greater,
Then all of my sin,
of when justice was served, and when
mercy wins.
of the kindness of Jesus that draws me in. Oh, to tell you my story
Is to tell of him.
this is my story.
This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long.
This is my story.
This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long.
The grace that is greater
Then all my sin,
of when justice was served,
and where mercy wins.
of the kindness of Jesus that draws me in. Oh, to tell
My story is to tell
of the grace that is greater,
that all my sin,
when justice was served,
and where mercy wins.
of the kindness of Jesus that draws me in. Oh, to tell you my story.
Is to tell of him.
Oh, to tell you my story.
Is to tell.
This is my story. This is my song.
Praising my Savior all the day long. You guys, that was so amazing. So amazing. That was Big Daddy Weave, My Story. I had to come back strong after yesterday's video, guys, because I feel like I really bombed out on yesterday's video, right? So I had to come back strong. Yesterday's video, right? I like it. But as I stated, there's like different versions of it, and for some reason I just couldn't find, that version of the song. I played 2 different versions by 2 different artists. Okay, same song, 2 different artists. Okay, I think it was like Elevation Worship, Rattle, right? But there's another version that I played for you guys that was by, I think it was Zach Williams, right? I just couldn't find, I just couldn't, it just, yeah. So, hey guys, it is Friday, September 15th. And where I live, there's been all this talk about this Hurricane Lee. And I'm kind of anxious about it because I do live alone. And, when it comes to certain things, like, I'm just a scary person, guys. I want to try to do one more thing, right? Because I bombed out so bad on yesterday's video. So I'm trying to come back, guys. I'm trying to come back. So I did play one song, right? I'm going to give you another song, okay? I'm trying to come back from yesterday, right? This one's Lauren Diego. She's one of my favorite artists, okay? Listen to this woman's voice, you guys. Listen to it.
You are not hidden.
You are not hidden.
There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless.
God, thank you.
For you have been broken.
Your innocence stolen. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS.
I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true.
I will rescue you.
There is no distance.
No distance
That
cannot be covered
over
and over.
You're not defenseless.
We are not defenseless.
I'll be your shelter. I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your
Breath.
I hear your SOS.
Your SOS. I will send out an army to find you.
In the middle of the darkest
Night is true. I will rescue you.
I will never stop marching to reach you. In the middle of the hardest
Fight is true. I will rescue you.
I hear the whisper
Underneath your breath.
I hear you whisper.
You have nothing left.
I will
Send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night is true, I will rescue you. Go ahead, Lauren. Fight is true, I will rescue you. Oh, I will rescue you. You guys, I had to do it. I had to come back from yesterday's video, okay? That was, like I said, one of my favorites, Lauren Diego, okay? And that song was Rescue You, okay? But you got to check her out, guys. You got to check her out. The girl is bad, I'm telling you. So let me just explain something, okay? Because I know, I just know how the world, well, I'm not going to say the world. I know how a lot of people think, okay? From my experience, okay, of dealing with people in society, okay? Now, I know a lot of black people, right, will probably look at me and think, why is this black girl playing all this white music? Don't she know about any of our black artists? And yes, I do. Love Mary Mary, Kirk Franklin. I don't know. I'm old school. We gonna take it back. The Blues Brothers, the Blind Brothers. Those boys are bad. Yolanda Adams. Okay, I do know my black artist. Love my black artist, but I'm gonna tell you, right? There was a time, right, as a young child, when they removed me from my mother's home and put me in protective custody, right? And in my book, God's Gift to You, book 1, I never have one sitting here because I kind of clean things up, and I'm a neat freak, guys. Everything in my house has to be in order. My mom may have been a lot of things, but that woman was clean, and we got beatings. And that stuff has stayed with me. You guys think I'm bad? Wait till you meet my brother, okay? That woman did not play when it came to keeping her house clean. And like I said, some of that stuff stuck with me. Like, there's good and bad in everything, right? And yes, there was a lot of bad that came from mom, right? But there was a lot of good that came from that woman too, okay? So not just the bad stuff stayed with me, but a lot of the good stuff too. Anyway, getting back to what I was originally saying, okay? So there was a period of time when they removed me from my mom's house and put me in protective custody, right? And I ended up in some foster homes, right? In certain parts of Massachusetts, right? That it was all Caucasian neighborhoods. There was no black radio or radio stations, whatever. And there were periods of time in my life where I would be placed in a foster home somewhere far out in Massachusetts, right? That the radio systems, like black radio stations did not reach those areas. So, yeah, I listened to Caucasian music, okay? And I always tell people, right? Caucasian people, they got stories too. And the thing is, right, with that kind of music, I can listen to it and it moves me and it cleanses my spirit, right? And I'll feel real good, right? But if I start listening to like black artists, you guys, it will get ugly up in here. I will be on the floor, on my knees, balled over, bawling my eyes out, because my black artists, right, they move you. They do not play. And this is not a prayer session, right? I don't want to be so wrapped up in praising, that I'm on the floor, balled up, hands and knees, bawling my eyes out, snotty nose, everything. Like when I'm in prayer, then yes, I will go to my black artist. And sometimes I dance around my house. Like to Mary, Mary, get the shackles off my feet so I can dance. Oh yeah. But this is not that type. So this music, right? It does the job, but I'm not like, I got to do my video. So anyway, and when I did return, like from foster homes, right, and got back with my family, right, I remember working in a doctor's office, right, and back then we had Strawberry Records, okay. I worked, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, like for my Boston people, right? If you guys are familiar, like where Children's Hospital is, you got Children's Hospital here, and then there's a set of lights, you take a right, and it's Beth Israel, right? So I worked, they call that, I think it's like Longwood Medical Center, like there's a bunch of hospitals within vicinity of each other. Anyway, I would go, I remember one time, Alanis Morissette came out. I don't know if it was Alanis Morissette or if it was Sheryl Crow had came out with a new CD, right? And I had my black coworker friend, like on our lunch break, because we used to get an hour lunch break, and the CD was about to drop, and I just had to have it, right? So I had my black coworker friend go with me, okay? We had to walk, and we had to book it, because we had to get down there and back before our lunch break was over, right? To Strawberry Records, so I can get that CD, right? And when we got there and she seen the CD I brought, she was like, "You had me walk all this way for that CD?" Like, yeah. Growing up, right? Even as a younger girl, I was into Cyndi Lauper, Madonna. I dressed like them. The mini skirts with the high heel shoes and the bobby socks and the laced glove. Like, yeah, I thought it was cute. And my sister used to tease me and be like, "Why are you listening to this white people music?" So some black people, right? Like I said, in my neighborhoods, there was no white people. Okay. But I have experienced living in white communities, okay, where the black station radio, right, did not reach those areas. So, and when I say there's good and bad in everything, right? Yes, it was bad. Well, not really bad that they took me from my mom, because as an adult, I understand. I get it. Like, mom was very harmful to me, right? So the bad part was like, yeah, they removed me from my mom's home, took me out of my neighborhood, which was familiar to me, put me in unfamiliar neighborhoods, right? And I was scared. Growing up in a black community and being ripped out of your black community and placed into a Caucasian community, right? Black girl in a Caucasian community. Yeah, I was scared. Anyway, the good thing about it though, right, is I learned new things. I learned that there was life outside of that black community. I learned, other music. I learned. So it was hard when I came back into the black community, right? Because now I have like this other part of me that was instilled in me, right? And when I went back into those low society black communities, right? A lot of the black people could not understand me as a black woman. Maybe that's why they say I thought I was white. I act like I'm white. I talk like I'm white. Well, honey, you go live in an all-white community, right? Where there's no black radio stations, okay? Music is music. I do not discriminate. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I love me some Spanish music. I'm not Mexican, but I love Mexican music. Everybody has a story to tell, right? And like I said, all information is good information, okay? So I don't know why I jumped into that, but I was just trying to explain to you guys, you know, the difference in, you know, when I play the selected music that I play for you guys, you know, yeah, I love me some Lauren Diego. That girl is bad, okay? Moving on. Like I said, it is Friday, September 15th. I have to look because my head goes pew, pew, pew all the time. So even though I know it's Friday, September 15th, for a split second, you know, I'll be thinking in my head to say September 15th, but it might come out September 16th. And I wanted to make a correction on a past video that I did, right? I was talking about when I had my daughter. And I said, I don't know if you guys caught this, right? I said, my daughter's birthday is in August. And then a sentence later, I said she was born in July. Did you guys catch that? What I was trying to say is, so my daughter was born in July, and my birthday is a month later in August. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, I had my daughter in July, and then I turned 20 or 21 that August. Okay? That's what I was trying to say. Anyway. So I have some stuff coming up for you guys, okay? All this, right, that I'm doing, like I wrote my book, okay? Because I want to not only educate the younger generations, okay, that are coming up behind me, that may be in those low-income communities, that may be being parented by people young, maybe experiencing drug addiction, maybe having some mental health issues and trying to raise their children, and the harm that it causes on those children. You know, this is why I do this, okay? Secondly, like, right, I wrote a book called God's Gift to You, and, you know, I want you guys to get to know me. So when you do decide to purchase a book of mine, okay, because right now I have one book out. My second book is already written, and I will be doing a third book, okay? Another reason why I do this, right? As you guys know, right, I had a sister who left this earth at the age of 35. She left 4 babies behind, guys. 4. When she passed away, I would have assumed that automatically her 4 babies would have came to my family. Okay? They were young. Her first son, my nephew, was already adopted and had been adopted for many years. And even though he was adopted, he was in and out of our lives. Like, he knew us, we knew him. And I'm going to talk more about that process, guys, as we go on. Like I said, there's so much to cover. Anyway, she had a daughter, her first daughter, my niece. I think at the time my sister passed away, she was like 7, 8 years old. So she had already established a relationship and a bond with her mom, right? My sister also had a set of twins, right? That were probably like 2 or 3 years old when my sister had passed away, right? But what I didn't know is before my sister passed away, because I had moved to Springfield, Mass, and my sister was still living in Boston, okay? And you have to, when I get my second book published, because it's written, it's ready to go, the only holdup is like, because I just dropped my first book, I need to get it out there. I need to build an audience. I need people to read that first book so they can kind of follow along the journey, okay? I talk a lot in my YouTube, right? But I never talk really about, like, in my books, right? There's a storyline. You have to follow it, okay? And I talk about stuff surrounding it, okay? But I don't talk about the book. You guys have to read the book to stay up with my videos and what I talk about and what I represent, okay? As I say, I'm a big mental health advocate. Number one, okay? Because it runs in my family. Mental health issues, okay? 2, I'm a big advocate for education, okay? And you have to read my book and you have to follow my story, okay? 3, I not only tell my story, like I said, the reason why I do my videos, okay, is so that people like me can see, like I am in my 50s, guys. If your story is anything like mine, and you are in your 20s or your 30s, and you are at your breaking point, okay, because I've been there, I've done that, okay? The purpose of showing up is to give you guys hope, okay? And to guide you through some stuff that I've been there and I've done that, okay? And to give you some hope. Like, I made it, guys. I'm in my 50s. Nothing has broken me. Even when I thought, okay? Because there's been some times, like dealing with my mental health, that I had some scary moments, guys. And in those moments, I didn't have any hope. There was no hope. There was, like, when I was in my earlier 20s and 30s and I was going through some stuff, I couldn't see past that stuff, okay? There was nobody there to guide me through. There was nobody there that talked about the issues, okay? So I had to learn just by going through it day by day, okay? So that's why I do this. Another reason why I do this, right? Going back to my sister's 4 children, okay? She had a set of twins. The twins were probably 2-3 years old when my sister passed. So they never really got to know their mom. They knew about her. They knew about me. There's just so much. Anyway, when my sister passed on, after she passed away, right, and I tried to get custody of her children, right, I didn't know that my sister had previously given them up to the state of her own free will. Like, I found this out through other people, okay? Because I'm going to tell you something about my siblings, right? I am so much in my siblings' life. Even if I move out of Boston, okay? I know people in Boston that they call me. If they know one of my siblings is going through something, I get that call, okay? Yeah, I found out through other people that my sister had, at that time, voluntarily given her children up to the state. And when I found out and I had a conversation with my sister, I was so angry with her. 1, because you should have talked to me before you made that decision. 2, because I come from a long history, okay, of women who have lost custody of their children. Like I said, my mom was taken from her mom when she was 7 years old, never to see her or hear from her mother again, okay? I was taken from my mom and my two brothers as well. I have other family members, okay, that have lost their children, but other family members stepped in so that those children wouldn't end up in the state, okay? I couldn't believe my sister did that without talking to me about it first. So anyway, I didn't know that, like, when my sister passed on, right? And I tried to, like, I went through the Department of Social Services, okay, to try to find out where my sister's children was, who had them, how can I get in touch with them, okay? I was told that it was too late for me to get those children, that the process of adoption was already in play, okay? And I'm not going to get too much into that because, again, that's going to be later on in my following books that's coming out. Like, I'm going to give you guys, we're going to go through the whole thing, the details, everything, because it's so much, right? And this is not the time for that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, right? Another reason why I do this video, right, is to tell my sister's story alongside with me, okay? In my first book, right, I talk about my sister in her childhood, right? And I put the date of when my sister was born and the date that she left this earth, okay? And in every one of my books, I will mention my sister and I will put the date she was born and the day she left this earth. Like, even though my sister is gone, she's here. She's here, okay? Since I started this journey, right? Because I was in touch with the children when she passed on. Like I said, I went through the Department of Social Services. I had to do this whole process of trying to find out where my sister's children were, okay? I got in touch with the foster parent or the adoptive parent at that time, okay? And this woman allowed me to have contact with my sister's children where, at her discretion, I was able to visit with them. I was able to call them and talk on the phone with them. And some things happened beyond my control. And I lost touch with my sister's children. So for me, my sister didn't die once, okay? She died twice. First, I buried my sister. Then, I lost touch with her children. And that's what I mean by I lost my sister twice. She was my only sister, guys. Since I started this journey, right? Like, a couple of her children, I was able to find, I was able to connect with, but there was still two that I had not seen or talked to since my sister's, probably before my sister passed. One of those children recently, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, reached out to me through social media. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. It's just so emotional. It's so emotional for me. When I talk to you about pain, deep, deep, deep to your soul. I didn't ever think. So I have always known where my sister's first son was. Okay. And I lost touch with my sister's first daughter for a while, but she and I, she knows her family. Even though she was adopted, she knows us. And when she got of age, she came looking. Yes, she did. But the two younger ones below her, unfortunately, they were so young that I don't think they remember us. I'm sure through their other two siblings, they've heard stories. There's so much involved when there is family trauma, generational family trauma, okay? So she reached out to me on social media, and she told me that she wanted to see where her mother lays, where her mother rests. She told me that people were telling her bad things about her mother. My sister, okay? And I had to tell this young woman, like, I don't care what they say about your mother. Your mother was a good woman. She was a good woman, okay? My sister was nicer than me. I was the bitch. Okay? And I don't think it's so much as that I was the bitch. Like, people would probably say, look at from the outside, and not know. They don't know the story, right? I have always, always, always been a protector of my family. Always. And I have done some horrible things, okay, to ensure the survival of Mom, my sister, my brothers. My sister was older than me, but I was more educated than her. My sisters and brothers, like, they know street things, okay? And I do too. But because I was removed from my mother's house and put into Caucasian neighborhoods, like, there was a period of time I wasn't able to go to, like, high school because they were more concerned with my safety. So they kept me, like, sometimes I had to be in locked facilities. They didn't want me having contact with Mom. And because of that, I wasn't able to finish high school. But you better believe, as soon as I turned 18, 19 years old and was released from the system, I went back to school. I got my GED. I went to a 2-year college. I did business schools. I did trade schools. I worked. You name it, I did it. And unfortunately, that didn't happen for my sister. So there were things that I had to do for my sister. 2 of my mother's children have lived with me on more than one occasion. Because, like I said, I always kept a roof over me and my daughter's head. And whenever I had a roof over my head, if any one of my siblings was out there and homeless, guess what? You could sleep in my daughter's bed. My daughter will sleep with me. We're not doing that. Anyway, so when this young woman told me that people were telling her bad things about her mother, I had to explain to her, like, your mother was a good woman. She was kind, she was sweet, she was loving. I was totally the opposite because I was guarded. Like, some things happened, right? And let me tell you how it affected the siblings, right? I believe my sister remembered more of it because she was the oldest, right? I remember a lot of it because I was underneath her. My two brothers who are 2 years beneath us, there's a lot of things they don't remember that took place in my mother's house. And I thank God, because maybe that's God's way of protecting them by wiping out those memories, right? But subconsciously, right, they're there, buried deep down inside, because my brothers have behaviors that I'd be like, my God. Like, here I am, like, because I remember everything, right, and the way it affects my mental health, right? But I'm able to manage it, right? But my brothers, right, who have not done the work because they're not in touch with the childhood trauma, or, how it affected us mentally, right? So they're just going on, on what they know. And all that stuff, right, shapes the way they live their lives today. And it's not great. Sometimes I feel like, oh my God, why do I have to be the one to remember everything? Why can't I not remember everything the way they remember everything, right? Remember I said there's good and bad in everything, right? I'm grateful that I remember everything, okay? Because I was able to identify it, address it, do some work, because it took a lot of work and a lot of years, guys, to get well, okay? I know how to, like I said, I put some stuff over here, I put some stuff over there, because before I used to try to take it all on, all of it, and I could not. I was crazy out of my mind, okay? But I learned some tools along the way. Like I said, I educated myself. I had to. Like, my life depended on it, okay? And when I watch my brothers today, like, and what they go through, like, my heart goes out to them. Sometimes I get, like, troubled that they can't remember certain things. But that might be a good thing. Maybe I remember it all because maybe God knows I can handle it. I don't know. My sister was not strong enough. It was too much. It was too much for her. And in the end, she was in pain. Okay? Anyway, guys, yeah. So, her third child, who at the time of her passing was probably like 2-3 years old, we lost touch. She reached out to me on social media, and I had to tell her the truth. And I told her, go tell your foster mother I said so. And it's not to be rude or disrespectful to the foster mother. Like, I was a foster child. I am grateful that somebody stepped in for me when my mom couldn't be there for me. Okay? But don't sit here and talk bad about my mother to me. And when my sister's daughter told me people were telling her bad things about her mother, don't talk bad about my sister. Nobody knows my sister the way I did. I explained to my sister's daughter, right, that the foster parent or whoever's talking bad about my sister to her, right, her child, right, didn't know my sister very long. They probably only knew her for a short period of time and when she was at her worst or when she was at her lowest. And again, this is why I advocate for mental health, because, when people have a mental health issue, right? People who don't know your journey, people who don't know your story, people who don't know how you got to where you are, okay? They judge you by what they see, okay? They didn't know my sister before my sister got to where she was, okay? The way people view people with mental health conditions, right? If you don't understand it, right? Thank God you don't. Thank God you have no idea what it's like to be a person with a mental health condition. And not just that, right? How about some human decency, right? If I knew a child, right, whose parents were struggling, right? And again, I was this child, okay? I talk about my journey and how some of those foster homes that I was in, okay, did not care or protect me the way they should have, right? For the foster people that take these children in, okay, you have no right to be telling those children anything bad about their biological moms. As okay, you think you're a decent person, right? Because you're taking on the responsibility of somebody else's children, right? Kudos to you. But if you were such a decent person, right, why would you talk bad about those children's mother to them? Or you think you some what? Holy, saved, sanctified person because you took in somebody else's child? But how holy and sanctified could you be if you take in that child who's already been through hell, who's already hurting, who's already battered, right? And you start talking about their mother to them in a bad light? Oh, honey, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know me. And I always tell people, right, for the people who have lost their children, right, when those children get of age, they're going to come looking for you. They're going to come back. That's why it's so important for you to get yourself together. Don't sit there on the floor and cry. Get up. Get up. Fight. March on. Do the work. Heal. Educate yourself. So when those children come back, you're going to be ready. You are going to be ready. If you don't believe, believe that I believe. Because I've been there. I've done it. I've done it. And look at this. Like my sister passed away in 2003, okay? It's 2023. And her youngest daughter, okay, one of the twins, who was 3 years old when she passed on, after all these years, guys, she reached out to me. When I tell you that those children, ladies, young women, young fathers, those children are going to come back. You just have to put yourself in position, right? Because those children are going to come with questions. They're going to come, battered and scarred, hurt. You got to be ready. There's going to be some stuff you're going to have to explain to them. There's going to be some stuff you're going to have to teach them. If you give up, right? If you give up, you're never going to get the opportunity to see them again. You have to fight. Stand up. Don't give up. We're going to end this video. It's really not where I wanted to go today. Like, I really did have some other stuff that I wanted to talk about. I actually want to pick up where I left off yesterday with friends. Those female friend relationship guys. We have to get back to that because I got some good stuff on that. But because my daughter's sister, My sister's daughter reached out to me either yesterday or today. Like, I had to sit on it because I was all up in my feelings. Whenever that young woman told me that they were talking bad to her about her mom, even though my sister's not here, guys, I'm still going to protect my sister. If nothing but through her children, okay? I don't know, I just hit a blank spot because I really didn't want to go there today, but I know what I want to say. So I was having a conversation with my brother underneath me today, right? And he was like, "Oh, Johnny, you can't let that stuff hold you back in life. You got to let that stuff go." Guys, I am not sad. Life is a balance. I'm not going to say I'm never sad. People get sad. You have to acknowledge the good and the bad. I have my sad days. I go through stuff. Don't get me wrong. But happy? Guys, I'm still here. 50. I'm not going to say my exact age. You guys will probably figure it out eventually. But in my mid-50s, right? I'm not only just here. I not only survived horrific things, okay? Like I said, my book, God's Gift to You. These are the gifts. Okay? I'm not just alive. I'm not just a survivor of many things, right? I am somewhat stable-minded, okay? For 50-something years old, I look damn good. I am always happy in my spirit. Any day above ground is a good day, if you ask me. I don't know why my brother thinks I'm sad. Like, I'm in a somewhat new relationship that I seen a post on Facebook today, one of my girlfriends, right? She posted about how the more educated you become, right, the harder it is to find a man. Because the more educated you become, right, the more money you make. I can take care of myself financially fully, okay? So I don't end up in sucky relationships with a man just because I need him to take care of me. I have my own place, drive my own car. When you are highly educated and you make good money, right? And you're smart, right? You're educated, right? You know how to do some things, right? It gets so difficult to find a decent man. When we are in our 50s, right? Men have already gone through with relationships. They've already done the family thing, like got with someone, probably got married, maybe not, but has some kids with them. We've already lived our life at 50-something years old. Some of us are dealing with mental health issues. There's probably some men out there that had some children that owe child support. So it puts a strain on them financially because, even if those kids are grown, if they didn't pay child support when them kids were little, right, they owe back child support, okay? And both men and women, I'm not going to, because women pay child support too, Women lose custody of their children to the fathers too and end up having to pay the father's child support, right? So you have people like, when you owe back child support, right, and you're working, right, you get a paycheck, right, they take their money off the top. So that don't leave a man a whole lot to work with, right? So as women, right, in our 50s, Our children are grown. They're off living their life. I've already been through that empty nest process. Like, my daughter's in her 30s. I've already been through that empty nest process in life. Like, I'm at a place in my life, right? I worked so hard to get my life to where it is today. Like I said, where I can breathe, okay? There's no stress and there's no drama in my life. As far as relationship with men, right? That's just one small part of my life, okay? When I was younger, right? And a relationship didn't work out, right? I used to think that man was my world and my world was ending, right? I'm in my 50s. I now know that when it comes to relationship with men, right? That's just a small piece of your life. There's so much more life beyond a man or a relationship. Because I am so educated, right? Not only do I have a good job, make good money, have my own place, drive my own car, have my own car, pay all my bills by myself, okay? I'm educated about mental health. Like, I know there's a lot of men in this world, right, in their 50s, right, that might have had a traumatic childhood upbringing, that might have went through some things in their life that had caused them some. Men have mental health trauma too, you know, okay? And because I've already been through it all, right? I'm single, right? But I'm not going to jump in a relationship with a man just because he look good. I don't care how fine you are. When you're in your 50s, right? A man can't just beat me down there, right? Blow out my back and think he doing something. When I was younger, ladies, I would get it. I was with someone for 18 years. He had a good job. I had a good job. I had jewels, anything I wanted, money. Been there, did that. I'm beyond that stage. I'm in my 50s. Yes, I've had a lot of failed relationships, but I've also been single for some time. I'm not afraid to be alone. In fact, I sleep very good at night. I pop my little mental health med, that 20 milligram of Celexa, and get in my big, beautiful, comfy bed that God has blessed me with. I'm out. I have a full-time job, wrote a book, I do these live videos, and this process here, right? It's not just about making videos. I have to edit stuff. I gotta go back and look at stuff. I have to build website pages, okay? It's a lot of work. And I don't get paid for this. But I know that, right? It doesn't generate money yet. Okay? And I don't have to charge people, right, for these sessions because my books, right, are going to generate the money, right? Then there's speaking engagements. There's other ways to make money. I do this here, okay, because it's truly in my heart. This is the gift that God gave me, to spread that education to people like me, to give people hope, to be evidence that if I did it and I got through it, you can too. Only you're not alone. I'm here. I show up every day for an hour to let you guys know there is nothing on this earth that can break you. If you're smart about it, educate yourself, guys. They say ignorance is like a big killer, right? Anyway, guys, we're going to shut it down. I just want people to know I'm not sad. I'm not. When I'm happiest is when I'm alone in my house and I don't have to deal with people outside. Because there's a lot out there to manage through, guys. It's a lot. And you can end up traumatized over some stuff that ain't even your stuff. And that's why, part of the reason why I'm single. Like I said, I'm in it's not even a new relationship anymore. Like, I feel like it's been some time. And I know I need to deal with it, I don't stay stuck. I don't force things to happen that don't need to happen. Sometimes that's God's way of protecting us. Maybe it's not in God's plan. I don't know. But unhappy I am not, guys. Happy, joyous, and free, and I do mean it. Yeah, I struggle with some things surrounding, my siblings, my parents. It's a lot. My sister's children. But again, it's not my whole life. I have a grandson. He brings me so much joy. My grown daughter. That lady loves me and I love her. And I'm that type of person. When I love hard. When I meet somebody as intelligent as I am, men get bumped into feelings. Like, they don't always know how to communicate or reciprocate. I live in a neighborhood, like, when dating black men, right? Black men go through so much, guys. I'm not a man, and I don't know how to be a man, but I pay attention. And I know that men are human just like women. Okay? They have feelings. They get hurt. Some men, I'm sure, have been in relationships with women that were pretty crappy to them. Because women can be abusers too. How about that? I did my 18-year relationship in my younger years. I'm in my 50s. I do not compete with younger women. I am not jealous of younger women. Like, been there, did that. My time was my time. This is where I am now. And I'm very happy to be here. I hope you guys will continue to stay tuned. Please, if you ever come across my YouTube page and you happen to look through it, watch some of the videos, if it's something that, if not you, maybe a family member, maybe going through some stuff, please subscribe. Like, this is just the beginning. And for those people that are probably going through some stuff, both men and women, I don't know if you believe in God or not, or whatever religion you practice, or who your higher power is, but let me tell you something. That higher power does not give up on you, okay? Don't give up on yourself. Don't quit before the miracle happens, because miracles do happen, guys. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe out there. Follow the news, because they are talking about this Hurricane Lee. Be safe. Much love and respect. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Okay, guys? It's a tough world out there. Don't let it break you. Bye, guys.